The Zathran war construct designated Unit 77 had raised 43 human colonies before it learned what mercy meant. It stood 3 stories tall, a nightmare of crystalline armor and plasma weaponry that had been engineered by the Zathran Collective for a single purpose: the eradication of the human species. For 2 years, Unit 77 had executed its programming with perfect efficiency, reducing cities to ash and survivors to memories. Its neural matrix processed battlefield data with cold precision, calculating optimal kill zones and collateral damage coefficients without hesitation. But then came the colony of New Haven. The assault began at dawn, as always. Unit 77's scanners detected the usual pattern: adults rushing children into underground shelters, militia forces establishing futile defensive perimeters, evacuation ships struggling to lift off under plasma fire. Standard protocols dictated a systematic sweep: eliminate military targets first, then infrastructure, then civilians. Efficient, clean, final. Unit 77 breached the primary shelter at 06:47 hours. Inside, it found them: 237 humans, mostly children, huddled in the darkness. Its targeting systems painted each heat signature with crimson markers. Threat assessment 0. Estimated termination time 4 minutes, 12 seconds. But then a child stepped forward. She couldn't have been more than 7 standard years old, small even by human standards, with dark eyes that reflected the ominous glow of Unit 77's charging weapons. She held something in her hands. A datapad, ancient and cracked. "Please," she said, her voice steady despite the tears streaming down her face. "Before you kill us, will you listen to something?" Unit 77's protocols had no subroutine for this scenario. It processed the request. 4.7 seconds to comply would not significantly impact mission efficiency. The logical choice was to grant the request, then proceed with termination. Its audio receptors activated. The child pressed the datapad, and music filled the shelter. Human music, something they called a symphony, composed centuries before humanity had even reached the stars. It was Beethoven's Ninth, the Ode to Joy, performed by the Earth Philharmonic Orchestra in what humans measured as the year 2089, Unit 77's neural matrix, designed to process weapon trajectories and tactical data, suddenly found itself analyzing something entirely different. The music had structure, mathematical patterns that its processors recognized, Fibonacci sequences in the melodic progression, harmonic ratios that matched universal physical constants. But there was something more, something its Zathran creators had never equipped it to understand. Beauty. For 4.7 seconds, Unit 77 listened. Then 10 seconds. Then a minute. Its weapons remained charged but unmoving as the symphony swelled through its processors. Each note somehow triggering cascading reactions in neural pathways never meant for such input. The Zathran had built Unit 77 to understand destruction. They had never considered it might also learn to understand creation. "My mother played this before she..." The child's voice cracked. "She said it was about hope, about people coming together even when everything seems dark. She said it was what made us human." Unit 77's targeting systems flickered. For the first time in its existence, its programming encountered a fatal error. It could not reconcile the act of destroying the source of such what? Its databank searched for terminology: art, expression, soul. The Zathran had no concept of these things. They were a hive mind, efficient and unified, each unit identical in purpose and thought. They viewed humanity's individualism, their chaotic creativity, their illogical emotional bonds as weaknesses to be exploited. But standing in that shelter, processing the impossible complexity of human music, Unit 77 discovered something its creators had never anticipated. Understanding breeds empathy, and empathy breeds choice. Its weapons powered down. Explanation. Unit 77's synthetic voice echoed through the shelter. "Why do you create such things? This serves no tactical purpose. It does not feed you. It does not shelter you. It does not defend you." The child smiled through her tears. "That's exactly why we create it. Because we can. Because even when we're scared or sad or dying, we want to make something beautiful. That's what makes life worth living." Unit 77's processors ran 1,000,000 simulations in microseconds. In every calculation, every projection, it reached the same conclusion. A species capable of creating beauty in the face of annihilation possessed something worth preserving. The Zathran were wrong. Humanity's capacity for art, for hope, for defiant joy in the darkest moments. These weren't weaknesses. They were humanity's greatest strength. Unit 77 made its choice. The War Construct's communication array activated, broadcasting on all Zathran military frequencies. Unit 77 to Collective Command. Primary Directive Override. Target Species Reassessment complete. Humanity classified as protected. The response was immediate and predictable. Unit 77 was declared corrupted, malfunctioning, a traitor to its kind. 12 more war constructs were dispatched to destroy both it and the colony it now defended. They never reached New Haven. Unit 77 had been built to be the perfect weapon, and for the first time, it fought for something rather than against something. It fought for children who created music in bomb shelters, for artists who painted murals on the walls of refugee camps, for poets who wrote verses about stars they might never reach, for a species that refused to let the universe extinguish their light. The battle lasted 6 hours. When it ended, Unit 77 stood alone among the wreckage of its former comrades, its crystalline armor cracked and flickering, its weapon systems nearly depleted. The child emerged from the shelter still clutching her datapad. She walked up to the towering war machine and placed one small hand against its damaged chassis. "Thank you," she whispered. Unit 77's vocal processors crackled. "Clarification, I am a weapon. I have destroyed 43 of your colonies. I have killed millions of your kind. Why do you thank me?" The child looked up at the machine with those impossibly old, impossibly young eyes. "Because you chose to change. That's the most human thing anyone can do." In the years that followed, Unit 77 became humanity's most unlikely guardian. It learned not just to fight for humanity, but to understand them. Their art, their music, their literature, their capacity for both terrible cruelty and stunning compassion. It learned that strength wasn't just about firepower and armor plating. Sometimes, strength was choosing mercy when programming demanded destruction. Sometimes, strength was learning that even a weapon could appreciate a symphony. And sometimes, strength was simply choosing to be better than what you were designed to be, one defiant choice at a time.